Hey guys, and welcome to another video. So today I am going to be doing another day in the life of a writer video. I did one a while back and things have changed since then, and I have a really busy day today, so I may not remember to vlog. I'm going to try to, but every day my husband and I have a night schedule, so he works from 3 to 11, and lately he's been having overtime, so he works from 3 in the afternoon to 1 o'clock in the morning. He gets home at 1:30. We usually have our dinner, hang out, watch a movie, show YouTube stuff, and then we split off so he can have his me time before bed. So we go to bed at 6 a.m. and so he wakes up at 1 to go to work, because he leaves and gets to work at 2 after he does his routine. So I wake up at 2 and I do my morning routine and my Bible study and then get ready for the day. So I'm usually ready about 3 o'clock to eat breakfast. And it's 3:08 right now, and I need to get started because I have a busy day ahead of me. So I'm going to eat breakfast and go from there. I'm waiting for it to cool, actually. So right now what I've got going on is I do have an editing client. So a lot of times authors, like, our main income isn't just from our books. We have other things that we do. A lot of other authors are artists. A lot of other authors are editors or formatters, and stuff like that. So, and some of us are like influencers and have other jobs and things that we balance out. We essentially run a small business. Being an author isn't just writing a book and sitting at a desk all day. We essentially are doing the job and the role of an entire publishing company by ourselves. So we are a small business. We are running a business by ourselves. We're essentially doing the same job as an entire publishing company, but just on us. So this is kind of what that looks like for me. I have an editing client and I'm on a deadline, and that client paid me to edit their book. So that always... A client paid me to edit their book, so that always takes priority. I also am part of an anthology. So one of my author friends, Alan Stedham, has created a pro-life anthology, and right now I have written my story, and my editor and my really good author friend H.A. Pruitt, she's written a story. So we agreed to exchange our stories to get them as polished and perfect as we can. Since she's an editor, I'm an editor. I edit other people's stuff better than my own, and she and I already work together editing my other stuff. We've also volunteered to be extra editors, eyes, and proofreaders on the anthology as a whole, and so she and I exchanged our stories, and I edited hers and she edited mine, and we have a system for how we edit things with me and my books because she's my editor, and so we used that same system for her editing this story of mine, and then me, I just used the system in reverse, being her editor, which was unusual. And so we were going through her story and the changes that she wants to make, and then I finalized my changes yesterday in my story, but we still have a few more timeline issues to work out. So we have an editing chat where we voice message each other about all of the edits and changes, because there's a lot to talk about usually, and that's the chat we've been using for these stories too, since we haven't actually, like, I finished editing Survivor and I'm waiting on beta reader, so we're not actually editing one of my books right now, so we can use the chat. So I've got that going on, and that's on a deadline, because I heard from her that Alan wants our stories by Friday, so she and I need to finalize our stories. And on top of that, my cousin and I run a bookish podcast called Pins and Paperbacks. I'll have it here as a card. But essentially we read books and we talk about it. We do the TBR challenge, where we pick out books from our TBR and we try to get them done, and we read from our TBR for the month. And so we do a weekly check-in. So we do live streams every Sunday or Monday. Basically the start of the start of every week, we do those live streams where we cover bookish news, topics, controversies, anything in the bookish world, we cover that. And then we also talk about our books and things like that. So I didn't do a check-in last night because, again, I've been swamped, so we got to do that tonight as well. So I will be kind of going over that. And then on top of that, I am editing and proofreading my own books and stuff like that, which I'll go over when I actually get around to that. So got a busy day. I need to eat breakfast, and also my dogs were playing that whole time. So let's get started. So I just finished eating breakfast, and it's 3:22, so I'm a little late, but it was really hot and had to have time to cool. So I'd like to get my editing for my client done before my sister comes home, so at 5 o'clock. She usually calls in and around that time and leaves work, and we always FEED the dogs, because I do have to take care of my dogs during the day. I don't want to say it because they'll freak out and think it's time. So usually I with this particular client and the book, the person didn't include chapter headings, so I've been adding the chapter headings, and I look and see how long the chapter is and kind of assess how long it's going to take me to complete and stuff like that. So that's what I'll do this time, and we'll see how long the chapter is and go from there. So I'm going to get started. I do have some emails I need to check that's really important. I think one of them is a contract for the Pro-Life Anthology, and the other one is from Brandon, the narrator of Immortal, and it's audiobook. And we've been kind of it's been taking a while because it's, obviously a really long book and tough book. So that's neither here nor there. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. And it's 3:24, so we'll see how long this takes me and go from there, and I will check in with you guys later. I'm going to try to get some other clips and show you guys like more of my life rather than just me talking about what I'm doing, but it kind of depends because I'm very, very busy today. So I will check in with you guys later. Hey guys, so I just finished my editing. It's 4 o'clock, so it took me an hour, which is pretty good. And I'm getting ready to go through my emails. I've got the contract for the anthology and the email from my narrator to go through, and then my editor sent me some edits for her book and thoughts probably on mine, so I'm going to go through all of our recordings and just get as much done as I can before my sister comes home, so I will check in with you guys later. Okay, so my dogs are going nuts. They're driving me insane. So a couple of things. I emailed back Brandon, the narrator of Immortal, so I've got that going on. I went through the contract for the Pro-Life Anthology and sent back some questions that I had about that, just wanting to clarify some of the legalities. And then I noticed that I have another email with another deadline. The anthology that I was a part of called Aphotic Love is getting an update. They have a sister anthology called Unconventional Love, and it's like a sister anthology, and they're like the anthology people behind it have actually started their own publishing company for like indie authors now, so they're updating everything because the anthologies, since they created them, are obviously going to be part of their new publishing company, and so it's getting an update. And so we have until February 28th at 11:59 p.m. Central Time, I think, CTZ, to update and go through our stories and make any final changes that we want, also to our bios and like all the links and stuff in our bios that are in the anthology. So at some point I need to go through that. It is the 24th of February now, so I have 4 days to get that done. So basically a very similar deadline to the Pro-Life Anthology, but it's still very, very exciting. It's just like working from a ton of deadlines. It's kind of like, okay, I got to get this stuff done. So I'm going to download that, and I'll take a look at that later. I'm going to go through the messages for the Pro-Life Anthology with my editor right now, and I will check in with you guys later. Trying to get a clip as I feed my dogs, but quit. Sorry, Echo wants to eat the food. Got 3 of them to feed, and then my sister takes the puppy with her to work, so I will feed him when they get home. Okay, so I usually stack them like this. Okay, I'm trying to do this one-handed. Sit. Gotta wait for Echo to sit first. Okay, come on, Bradbury. He gets so excited. All right, sit. He kind of more lays than sits, but it's okay. And we do that because it kind of teaches them that you're like alpha and helps control them and stuff. Not really control them, it teaches them better behaviors. Anyways, not really control them, but it like teaches them that you're kind of in charge, and like it's just an extra training thing so they don't go crazy and try to eat the food and like take it out of your hand, and it just helps keep them more calm and controlled and trained and stuff like that, if that makes sense. So I usually wait for Echo to finish eating, and I stand here because he'll try to get to Bry's food, so I kind of direct him to the door so he can go outside. After he eats. So I've listened to some of the recordings between me and my editors. We talked about her story, and then she jumped to mine, so we're talking about mine. Okay. So basically mine is having a timeline issue. It is pro-life story, so it's about women getting pregnant and does involve that. And I am trying to figure out the timing of my story. It's kind of a mess. It is figuring all of that out. So, and then on top of that, her husband is a soldier being deployed. So I've got to figure out that timeline, and that ties in with my other series where the deployment and the mission and all this stuff that happened at a certain time period. So it's just a lot of timing issues that we're going through. So I had to stop to do this. So I'm going to just get back to it and go through as many recordings as I can until my sister comes home. But I'm ahead because I've got my editing for my client done. I answered all the emails. I went through the contract, sent my questions. I downloaded the Athletic Love book so I can just go through that when I have some extra time. And then I've already started the recordings. So that's kind of way ahead of where I'm at. So that way tonight I can do my check-in with my cousin and then keep working wherever I end up leaving off when my sister comes home. And I may do a walk since the weather is nice, the snow is melted, and we've been snowed in for some time, and I haven't actually been able to walk because it's been so cold, and I need to get back into it because I'm getting really unhealthy and like I'm not exercising very much, so I may take a break to do that, or do that as I'm listening to the recordings. Is he done? Yes. Okay. So I gotta let the other dogs out and go from there. There they go. So yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at right now. I'm gonna keep listening to the recordings and then I will check in with you guys later. I'm just trying to remember to get clips for my day in the writer, my day in the life of a writer thing. So it's all very dirty and muddy because everything's just melted. So, but I'm happy it's nice. Oh my gosh, it's so nice. I'm a winter girl and this winter has been so bad. It's made me be sick of winter. So, hey guys, so wanted to check in. I don't know what time it is. I think it's almost 7. Let me look. Yeah, it's 7:12. So I made dinner. Sister came home. We ate and watched Once Upon a Time. She is doing her nighttime routine and heading to bed. I did dishes and I need to put my laundry in and get my laundry started for the night. My husband does his on Sunday. He's picky, so I normally don't do his laundry. So I'm gonna get my laundry in. I've texted my cousin, so we're gonna get ready to do our live stream. I'm gonna see if she will be okay with me filming with my computer to kind of show the behind the scenes stuff, but then I won't be when we actually do the live stream. There's a lot of prep. It takes us usually 45 minutes to an hour to prepare for the live streams, and then the live streams are anywhere between an hour to 2 hours long. We've gone over that sometimes, so it'll take us a while. I do still have a to-do list. I got another email back about the contract for the pro-life anthology. So I've got to go through that. I still have to finish the recordings between my editor and I about both of our stories. Still have to finalize those details. So I've still got a big to-do list tonight. So I will check in with you guys later. I'll try to get as many clips as I can and stuff, but it's being so busy, it's like easier to just tell you guys what I'm doing or talk about it later. So I'm gonna get my laundry in and go from there. Hey guys, sorry about the weird angle. So it is 9:15 and my cousin and I finished our live stream, and after that, I went through, I'm so tired, I'm losing my brain. So we did our live stream. I don't know how long it was. It was probably a little over an hour, I think. And then we finished, and I went through the rest of the recordings from my editor about my book and her book. So I think I have all of the changes made. There's one more thing. I had a little bit of a plot hole, and I found a solution to the plot hole yesterday. And so I still kind of want to do some more research because it has to do with the military. I don't want to spoil the story for you. And so my husky was laying on my foot, and I was like, what is that touching me? I want to do some more research about it, and I think I've changed my mind because originally I was going to send it to Alan and then go through it when I'm going through his feedback, but I think I want to go through it one time before sending it to him and make sure all of this is, we've changed a lot with the timeline and then the plot hole that I fixed that I want to double check and make sure, because there's another way I can fix the plot hole, and so I'm debating whether my way is good enough or whether the other way is a way to be sure the plot hole is fixed. But with all of that in mind, it may be better for me to just go through the whole, it'll be better for me to just go through the whole book, make sure everything lines up, do a really hard edit before sending it to Alan to get his feedback, which then I'll go through his feedback and finalize it and everything. He wants them back by Friday. So if I can he wants them by Friday. So I have until Friday to get him this. So I'm tired. So I'm thinking taking a little bit of a break away from the story will help me, because if I constantly think about it and I'm in it, I'm too close and I'll start making mistakes and missing things. And so I'm going to take a little bit of a break from it, because I'll go through fresh tomorrow and maybe go through and do edits. I still have to edit for my client stuff tomorrow. So that'll be my main goal, is after editing for my client, I will edit my story and go through it. I know at some point Heather's going to get me mine and I'll go through hers to edit her story. So I did get another email from Alan, so I was going to answer the email about the contract, do some more details with that. And then, I still need to edit my story in the Aphotic Love collection, so I may go through that. It's I think it's short, it's only 2,000 words, so I may go through that, but I need a break. So I am going to, and I'm getting very tired, and I kind of want to sit on the couch and read, but I still need to focus and get some work done. It's 9:18, so usually I would work until 11, and then I would figure out dinner. If I have to fix anything, I would do that from 11 to 11:30. If not, I would work until my husband comes in, but he's working overtime, so he won't be home until 1. So if I'm working, I can work until he gets home, but if not, it's okay, because I'm used to stopping at 11 to 11:30 for our normal dinner time, even though that's not going to be the case this time. So yeah, the live streams really exhaust me, because you got to be on and, talking and all that stuff. And I have so much fun with it. It's just afterwards I get so drained, and I don't really know why, because it's just talking in a video. So yeah, I'm going to answer emails, and then I've been editing my military romantic suspense book called The First to Fall, and this book does connect with my short story, so it's still kind of associated with the short story in the anthology, but it's still different. I've also started Light Magi, and I never continued editing it, and I've also been proofreading this other book called The Tides of War. I wrote it back in December of 2023. It was the last fantasy book that I've written, and I never got a chance to read it after I wrote it. So if I see something small, I've been editing it, but if I see something big, I haven't been editing it. It's just a kind of a chill read through, whereas Light Magi's heavy editing and a full edit. And then The First to Fall has been a full edit, and then of course my anthology, both of the anthology stories are full edits as well. I did get an order from my website, so I will probably fulfill the order as well. And then I have another email to answer from the other anthology, so I'm gonna catch up on these emails, and then I don't know, probably read something of mine, either The First to Fall, because so far, even though I've been editing it, it's been really relaxing and chill, or The Tides of War, because I haven't actually done that for a couple days. So I will check in with you guys later. I am getting so tired and so out of it. Yeah, I don't know why. I'm drained, which is weird, but I'm gonna push through, and I will check in with you guys later. Guys, so it's getting colder again, so I'm using a blanket, because I don't know, I just feel like being in a blanket. I'm making me a snack. I'm hungry, and I don't know, I'm just making me a snack, so that's what I'm doing. And so I'm probably gonna go to the couch and eat my snack, and I may either read or watch YouTube. So I edited one more chapter of The First to Fall, which I'm really enjoying it. So it's like I have to force myself not to slip into reader mode, because sometimes with my own stories, like, it's not an arrogance thing. It's just I write what I want to read. It's specifically catered to me, and I'm really, really, really into my military romantic suspense books right now. So I really have to force myself to stay in editor mode and not reader mode, because I'm just wanting to read the story right now. But I'm getting tired, and when you edit, when you're tired, you're gonna make mistakes, so I don't want to do that, or The Tides of War, or Light Magi, or the Life to Save because I'm tired and I'll miss stuff. And I could do the Tides of War, but I want a snack. So that's what I'm doing. So I've got my little snack here. I'm gonna get me a drink and then I'm gonna sit down on the couch and relax, and I'm tired. It's 10:13, so I've been working hard most of the day, and when you're on deadlines, for me, like it feels like I've just been go and scrambling, and I had a break to eat dinner with my sister, and then it was like go scramble, you know, get the live stream together, do the live stream, and then it was like get the edits done and answer emails, and it was just like it's kind of tiring. So I'll probably get back to work, since I have, with Michael coming home at 1, like, or getting home at 1:30, it kind of like throws the schedule off, because like I said, I'm used to stopping at 11:30. So I'll have that extra time to probably go back to work and read a little bit more of The First to Fall, because I'm really into it. I also am still brainstorming, so I did come up with a few more ideas for the other books in that series, and I've been brainstorming. So that's still working a little bit, since I'm not actually writing a project right now. I had just finished the Life to Save, so, but I've got my snack, so I will check in with you guys next time. Sorry about the bad lighting as well. Sorry. Hey guys, so I took a break for about half an hour. It was long enough to watch a single YouTube video while I ate, and then I got back to work around 10:30. I edited 1 or 2 more chapters of The First to Fall, and I got very drowsy. And so the video that I watched was about D&D, so I remembered, I thought that I did a video where I played D&D, so I was like scouring to try to find them. I found the clips, and they're like in the middle of this vlog series I did as I wrote the Tides of War, and so that linked me back to, okay, I want to keep reading the Tides of War. So I open up the Tides of War, and since I'm doing lighthearted edits and just reading through it for the first time after I wrote it back in December of 2023, I picked up where I left off and I read, a little bit in it, and it's now 11:30. So I've been working for another hour and I'm about to doze off. So I'm actually going to take a break tonight and probably end it for the night, and I will let you guys know. I will do another vlog if I manage to work some more. And if not, this video will be over. So I will probably do a conclusion at some point, which reminds me, I need to do a conclusion for my Valentine's Day vlog. I never did do a final follow-up video for that, so, but I'll have to do that later. So I will check in with you guys next time before I fall asleep. Hey guys, sorry about the bad lighting. So my husband is on his way home. I realized I forgot to put my laundry in the dryer, so it's been in the wash for a couple of hours, and I gotta fix my dinner. So I'm making ham and Velveeta shells and cheese. I have to put the catsup and put my laundry in and cut up the ham and get it frying while I'm waiting on the Velveeta water to boil. So I did read my book, so that's for me and my cousin's podcast, and she's wanting me to read Crown of Midnight, so I'm kind of forcing myself into it, but it's okay. And then, yeah, so I'd relaxed for the last, like, hour and a half, 2 hours, but it kind of, like, helped. Some of that I was planning ideas and stuff. Sorry about the really bad lighting. For some of that time, I was planning ideas and stuff on my phone, just sitting on the couch so I could relax. So yeah. It's 1:18, so I gotta put my laundry in, and get dinner cooked. He's going to make his own dip, so sometimes I'll put a pizza in for him, but he's doing his own dip tonight. So gonna work on dinner, and I will check in with you guys next time. I also did get a message from my client wanting a check-in on how I'm doing in my client's book, so I'm going to answer that message as well, in and amongst all this chaos. Also, sorry for the bad lighting again. I don't know if I mentioned this or not. That's my ham. It pairs really well with Velveeta shells and cheese, by the way. Just a simple dinner. I don't know if I mentioned this, but I did make dinner earlier, and I did wash the dishes as well. So that was another, I was just so busy with all of that. I don't know if I actually had time to mention it or not. Gotta let my dog in, and then I will be cutting up the ham and getting it fried as I wait for my water to boil and my husband to come home. So I may brainstorm a few more ideas and go from there. So yeah, or I may read some more while I'm doing all of this. We'll see. Guys, sorry about the bad lighting. But it's just after 3 o'clock. My husband and I just finished dinner. So I'm gonna take the rest of the night and relax, wind down for the evening. I did a little bit more brainstorming, but I'm pretty much done for the night. So just wanted to finish up the video. So yeah, life of a writer, like we do a lot more than writing. I actually didn't really do any writing today at all, really. Just some brainstorming, really, and ideas and stuff. But, you know, it involves a lot of different things and it's different for every writer, but we do put a lot of work and effort into. I put like really full long days, nights in my case most of the time. So we do a lot of work and it's more than just writing. So I hope this gives you a little bit of insight into the life of a writer. If you liked this video, please be sure to give it a like and subscribe for more writing and reading videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. In the meantime, if you liked my video about the life of a writer, then click here to watch my original one. That one I actually have all my author friends kind of give you insights into their structures and like the life of a writer from many different authors and writers that I know. So check that out. You don't want to miss it. It was a lot of fun.